What's going on,
What's happening,
world?
folks?
What's going on, world?
Mm-hmm.
We are Split the Difference podcast, and I am one half of the difference, Rich Rocky.
And I'm Pops.
Hey, man, and we're just here to give you our opinions of another hot topic. I mean, we have a hot topic, man, and like we said, man, we're just bringing you entertainment on a good Sunday and to carry you through the rest of your week when you tap back into our videos, man. And like I was saying, we just bring you good entertainment, try to debate some topics from the older generations and the newer generations. And we just want to come to a common ground so we can make this blue and green place a better one.
That's what's up.
That's all we trying to do.
That's
Just
what's up.
make the
That's
the
what's up.
the water lands and the land a better place. Pops?
All right. Well, like you said, we got a hot one today. We had one right in. We'll just talk about it a little bit real quick. We're going to be talking about today. We got an old school mother and a new school daughter. Today's story comes from a young lady named Kayla, and her mother is Miss Denise. Two women who love each other deeply, from what I was reading, but lately can't seem to get on the same page. Kayla is 25. The letter says, in a smart, independent, and confident in who she's becoming. Her mother is Miss Denise, is 52, a strong, loving, old school woman who believes in tradition, structures, and protecting her child. But lately, their relationship has turned into a battlefield. So we're gonna be talking about that today. But before we get into it, let me say, Pops, tell you, thank y'all for those who was might have been just strolling and found us the podcast. Thank you for those of you who come back. Thank you. If you're new to us, you can find us at all our platforms at Split the Difference 67. That's our YouTube, Instagram, and IG. And we're trying to get this thing going on TikTok, and that'll be Split the Difference underscore Georgia for TikTok. Split the Difference underscore Georgia. So I haven't really figured that TikTok thing out. It's kind of kicking me in the tail.
Yeah, man, and for the people that's been here, man, we want to thank you and also congratulate you because you are a part of the family. We this week, well, this last week we reached
Where
500
the hand clap at?
subscribers.
Yeah, I know we got a hand clap
We've
somewhere.
reached 500
Thank y'all.
subscribers, so that's
Thank
that's
y'all.
that's getting us closer
Thank
to the
y'all.
goals
Thank y'all.
that we want to be at to continue to bring you all the best, the best topics, man, and make sure it's presented nicely, sound nicely, look
Yep.
nicely, and everything. And when we get to 1,000,
Y'all help us out. We need to get
we
there.
we we gonna we you help us, we help you. Trust me. When we get to 1,000, we're already trying to figure out what we're gonna do for one or two or maybe three of the people that's been rocking with us. So like he said, we got to see your name under some of the comments, some of the subscriptions on some of our platforms in order for us to, consider helping you.
Yep.
But we would love to. So help us help you.
Please. I see we got Chelsea in today. Teresa's online. Thank
Yep.
y'all for joining in. What if we got anything else on that other side over there, Austin?
Facebook, Facebook.
That's that. I think that was from Facebook. I was trying to see if we had anything on the YouTube, and I guess not. Not yet. Come on in, y'all. We got to get this thing
Yeah,
started.
go ahead. We'll go
Um,
ahead and pop it off since
okay,
I
like
think
I
it's a
said,
lengthy one.
yeah, we had the story of a mother where the daughter wrote in first, and I'll read what she wrote. Some of it I'll try to paraphrase so it won't be long. When I would say Kayla wrote to us first, she told us this: every time I talk to my mom, it turns into a disagreement. She calls it advice. I call it control. She sticks in her old school ways. She's stuck in her old school ways, and she thinks she's always right. Kayla explains that she's trying to build her life in a world that moves fast, a world new careers, new relationship, new expectations. She says her mom still views life like it's 1995. When Kayla told her mother about the man she was dating, a man who works from his laptop, trade crypto, and doesn't have any traditional job, her mom didn't want to hear it. Instead, her mom shut her down the, the entire idea. The boy unstable, he don't have no real career. I don't approve. And just like that, they were arguing again, Kayla says. I'm tired of feeling criticized. I'm tired of being talked at, not talked to. I just want my mom to respect that I am grown now. And I get that. But what I told when I read the DM, I told Kayla, I said, that's your side. So to make the argument fair, could you have your mom writers and tell her side of the story? And this is what we got from her mom. Okay. Her message was this: I'm not trying to control my daughter. I'm trying to protect her. She explains how she raised Kayla through struggles that Kayla had never seen. She has been a provider, the backbone, the one who carried the weight. She said, I don't want my daughter repeating mistakes I made. I see danger before she sees it. But when I speak, she says I'm old school. She said, Miss Denise ain't angry. She's scared. She's afraid of losing the connection after watching her daughter into something she daughter crash into something she couldn't warn her about. She said this: how do I talk to my grown daughter so we don't argue? I love her, but she shuts me out. Okay. Now, from what I'm seeing about Kayla is that she sees a mother who is just always arguing, and I'm not sure that's the case.
So let's let the listeners, from my understand, I guess, let them know what's going on, because it was kind of a lot. Kayla's grown,
She's
and she
25.
wants her mom to start treating her like she's grown, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just for plainest terms, I think we probably all been to a point where we've been there, or as some people might be parents and they're dealing with that with their kids. So okay,
So
that's a good one.
So let me ask you this, because I didn't read the whole thing, because she was saying the mom never approves of the guys that she's dating. She don't approve of the clothes that she's wearing when she's going out to the club. It's always something.
Hmm.
But she's saying her mother always gives her reason, but Kayla just not going with it. But the mother is she don't want to see her daughter hurt, and I get that as a parent, an older parent. So she's trying to give her instruction. It's a communication problem. What how do you think this should go? What would you say to Kayla's mom? Because you're young.
To the mom, I mean, I think it just you got to let your child learn. I mean, at 25, you should have already done all you could do. To me, um,
But you know,
for that child to be able to make right decisions. Now you can guide the child, but I don't think at 25 you're gonna be able to tell that child exactly who to date, what to do, where to go, all that. You can be a guidance, but at 25, you know, the child is kind of. I mean, the child that is an adult now,
but it's
regardless of what their situation is. The mind is wired as an adult at 25.
but she's and I get that. But I
Mm.
see where the mom is coming from, because she's raised her from a Christian
Right.
standpoint. Uh, and if my daughter, because Kayla says she talks about how she's dressed when she's going out, and I've seen how some of the people are dressed at 25. And
Mhm.
I, I'm moderate conservative, I would say, but it wouldn't matter to me if my daughter was 25 or 30. Is there certain things you should? I don't think with the new dresses. I mean, some of the stuff that they wearing. Her mama's probably right. They can't even bend over in the dress.
Right, she's right. I'm not saying that she can't say nothing to her, but at 25, you're not going to get much of a change out of that child. It's going to be what it's going to be. I mean, she can say all she want, but the child not going to turn around and go put on
Well,
a different pair
let's
of
call
clothes.
Kayla. You're a young lady,
A
Kayla.
young
Well,
lady,
I know
yeah,
you watch. I
the
don't want to
young
put you in
lady,
time. But
right, the young
here's
lady.
what I'm saying. As a parent, and I think what as you get older, you're gonna understand it. The producers gonna understand it too. A lot of As you get older, you're gonna see. What I'm finding out is that when you are a parent, it doesn't matter how old you are or how old your kid be. What I'm finding out, you're always, I ain't saying trying to protect them, but giving them game.
Right.
She's calling her mama old school. Well, her mama is old school not because she's old. Her mama's old school because she survived some things.
Right. That could be true.
You
That could
know,
be true.
a lot of parents can't be called old school. You know why? Because they dead.
Right. That's true.
So there's some philosophy validity in what her mom is saying. My mama
And
used to say, well, in the church, they used to try to tell the young ladies, which they come to church with anything on now, if it ain't for sale, don't advertise it.
yeah,
You know, why you wearing the dresses? You can't even hardly bend over.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Well, we had a comment I'm seeing up there from Chelsea on Facebook. You know, what does that comment say? Smooth.
I think she should let her bump her head. She will learn.
Well, she's gonna bump her head. But as a parent, and I know you're a parent, Chelsea, you don't want your son to bump his head. And I've heard you try to stop him many times, and I tell you to let him bump the head. But as the parent, that's the last thing you want is for your kid to bump the head. Go ahead.
I mean, but there's not a parent on planet Earth that can tell another parent, "Oh, your child not gonna bump his head, no matter how hard you get onto him, no
Okay.
matter how hard you stay on him." There's no parent. So I mean, I believe that's a part of learning. Is bumping your head. That's with anything in life, not just between the young lady relationship and the mom.
And you're
So
right.
you're gonna bump your head.
You're
Now,
right.
there are some things that the parent does try to prevent more so than others. Like, um, if there are certain environments you see me hanging in as my pop,
Mhm.
you well, I'm like we saying she's 25. So, but let's say I'm like 16, 15, 16, and you see me hanging out in environments that I shouldn't. You can pull me. You got the right to put your hand on me and pull me out of those environments at 15 and 16. But being that this young lady is 25, how much control do you really have over a 25-year-old, even though that's your
I don't.
child?
I don't think
And
she's.
I'm not even saying control. Let me
I don't
stop
think
saying
she's trying to
control.
control her.
But I it's respect. Let's say respect. Her
Mhm.
mom wants to be respected for the morals she
Right.
feel like,
And what?
and I understand that. But let me say this: what I was gonna say earlier too. A lot of kids live up under their parents' image for so long that when they feel like they're at that age
Mhm.
to where okay, I can do what I want to, they want to do it, and
Okay.
they want to be that person they want to be because and I think I've said on one of these episodes before that it's some things that careers and things that I might have wanted to pursue, but because the image of my parents and what that career entailed, not like it was just crazy or anything,
Right.
but you know,
Well,
I
I get.
kind of wanted to keep. It's hard because I'm not even saying it was outright. It wasn't nothing, no drug, no killing, no violence,
But
nothing like that.
here,
It's just an image.
here's the thing. I heard you say that she just want to do what she want to do. Nobody, your grandfather told me this a long time ago that made sense to me, Reverend T.R. Collins.
Hmm.
Nobody can do what they want to do. And I'm like, when he said that, I'm like, what do you mean by you can't do what you want to do? He said, you can go buy a $300,000 car and they got rules for you. You can't drive it like you want to drive it and where you want to drive it. It's rules for it.
Yeah.
And if you go out and do what you want to do, the price can be very severe. So if I bought a $300,000 car and said I can do what I want to do, I can just speed down the street and end up hitting somebody. Where he said, okay, I need you to slow down. Should I have in the long run? I might would have thought he was just trying to get on my nerve, but if I
Right.
had to listen at him,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be facing vehicular homicide or something.
Right. That makes sense.
So nobody can actually do what they want to do, but Donald Trump, I think.
That makes
I'm
sense.
gonna throw that in there. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
I see we got a comment.
but
Oh,
I think the
no,
Stephanie.
go ahead.
Let's
What you
see
about
what
to say? Oh,
let's see what Stephanie said, and then I'll try to
yeah, I know you about to say something I didn't know.
All right. Mom is probably right, but if she's not listening, she has to just let her learn it and maybe watch. It may no, she said it may be hard to watch, but it's out of her control. Just pray for her.
and I get it. But I think as a parent, we try so hard because of what we lived and seen,
Hmm.
is that I'd rather not argue with you, fight my hardest to try to get you to do right. I'd rather argue with you than come cry over you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I'm trying to control you. I just want you to live. And I'm telling you, young people, if you are responsible, if you are a responsible type person, it does not matter how old you get, or how you are, your parents always gonna be trying to throw some stuff,
Yeah.
advice your way. And it's not so much as what I would say to Kayla is you don't have to listen at it all or do it all, but out of respect, you take it in.
Yeah. And I think as a young man and speaking to the mom, I think Kayla will listen to anything you say. Now, I don't know the approach that you've been trying to, I don't know if you've been trying to beat it over her head. I don't know how you've been giving her the sauce. But as a young man who's had to listen to his father about not doing certain things, not going to certain places, there are certain ways that you can say what you need to say, and Kayla will probably listen. And I know it from experience because you know you can just say you don't need to be over there, you don't need to be hanging with them, you don't need to be doing this, you don't need to be doing that, and she take it as you just don't like them friends or something. As where you can say, hey, you know, um, it could be real risky. You know, you been in that type of environment. Don't make it so much about the people, if that's what it is. If it's the clothes, like my dad said, don't make it about the clothes. What did you say? Hey, what's advertised ain't got to be for sale.
Yeah,
What did you say?
If it's not for sale, don't advertise it.
And then when she hear that, that's probably gonna put a whole different. What my mama mean by that? What she think I'm out here doing? And that'll probably change. Like I said, I don't know your delivery. I'm just saying for me, my pops and my mom's delivery about certain things did have a
And
impact.
if you're 25, you should not be doing the things that 18-year-olds are doing. If
Yeah,
you're
right.
35, you shouldn't be doing what 25. You're supposed to be progressing and maturing.
Right.
That's what we had that show about the culture. This ain't about, what I'm saying, y'all following people. You're supposed to mature. So if you're 35, and Chelsea, and dressing like you 19, that's a problem. Well,
Yeah.
and I said Chelsea because I know her and I always be telling her that.
And what's this comment right here say? We got to come on
Comment.
YouTube. I think it's from YouTube.
YouTube comment.
Yeah.
A parent, for the most part, is always looking out for their child.
That's the truth.
Yeah,
I don't care.
That's
how-
always
My
the
mom
truth,
still
man.
look out for me today, and I'm old,
Yeah,
and she's older.
that's always.
But you know
the
what?
truth.
You know what? She's always been right. She's always been right.
Always been right.
You know.
Mama, yeah.
Now the
Say
delivery
that.
might have kind of been off. What I thought was off.
Well, we living in a different time now. We didn't have no choice about the delivery back then.
Oh yeah. But
But
my
it was
mom,
what it was. When she
was
say
not
something,
delivering you,
it-
even if
we-
you're 25.
yeah.
We got a singer died. His dad is was that Marvin Gaye? Was that Marvin Gaye? I think his dad has shot him.
Yeah, they
The
weren't playing.
delivery was different then. You gonna listen, and they were grown. I don't care how old
A
you.
lot of singers,
Don't-
Joe Jackson.
They always said, don't never get too grown for your parents. I brought you in the world, and I'll take you out of it.
Yeah. So
I'll take you out of it. And but we're not advocating violence because I read over the policies. I just want to make sure. I know TikTok is
no.
real tight, but we're not advocating violence. We're talking about the old generations versus new. And I don't think this lady is so old school. I think she's the school.
no, maybe that's the problem because she come from an era where, hey, when my mama told me this, no matter if I was 20, it went down like my mama said, and ain't nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
And maybe her daughter just don't understand that. Maybe her daughter's just in the era that, or maybe Kayla's just in the era that, hey, we got to come to a common ground here.
And I understand you want to be grown. I think as a grown up, you should have some freedoms, but thank God you still have somebody there
To guide,
to give you another
a
view.
guidance.
Yeah, guidance, just to give you a view. Because I wrote this saying a long time ago. I hadn't used it in a while. Sometimes your passion can obscure your vision. That
Mhm.
means you love something so much
Yeah.
till you lose perspective on what's really real, and that's when problems come.
Mhm.
That's when problems come. So, and another thing is they're talking about who's right and who's wrong. I think if I would advise you, both of you, is you guys can come to a conclusion that we're as a parent, I'm not trying to be right, and then Kayla would say as the daughter, I'm not trying to be right.
Right. Yeah.
We're trying to come to a conclusion. We're
Conclusion.
not talking right now to be right, because
Right.
that's when stuff get wrong.
Yeah.
What is best? And the mother she'll say, I say this because, and then if you go out and you go do what you want to do, I would end with like, okay, well, do your thing. I don't think it's a good idea, but I don't want to lose relationship with my son or daughter because of I'm strong willed and believe what I believe. Because somewhere along the way I can look back and say, you know what, I was that kid too. I wanted to be
Yeah.
grown, but I'm about ready to climb back in the womb.
Yeah. I
'Cause
agree with that.
being grown, we was talking to one of our cousin, Destiny, the other day. She was like, "Whoo, this grown thing ain't it ain't no joke. When you get them bills coming, you don't want to be grown."
No, it ain't no joke.
But it's all about respect. We're about to run out of time. We weren't gonna be here long today. It's about respect. What would you say? What would be your closing remarks for them?
Like I said, I just don't try to be the winner of the argument. Don't feel like you gotta say Kayla. Don't feel like you gotta say, yeah, I got over on my mama because she let me do this, or um uh just don't try to feel like you won anything. And I can't put it any
Sweet Pea
I,
not talking that much on this one,
I
so
can't
we
put
must
it.
be right down her alley.
Yeah, I can't put it any other way.
I know
Oh,
her
she
mama be
did
getting
leave.
her.
She left a second comment, and then for the mom, I'll read it. I would just say, try to understand where your daughter's coming from before you make, the final statement. Try your best to understand where she's coming from, and for Kayla, try your best to understand why your mom is laying down the letter of the law like she is. Just try to understand each other.
Okay. What Chelsea Taylor said?
And if she, okay, she had two. Kayla should listen to her mom and take in what she's telling her. And if she doesn't listen to her mom, she should respect it and just know that she has done her part.
Chelsea, is your mom on the broadcast today? And we know Chelsea, and she has a great mother. And I
What you
think
say on the last one?
what she said.
If
Yeah,
it
read
doesn't do
Chelsea
what?
last respond.
If it didn't do what?
And
Then
if she doesn't listen to her mom, and if she doesn't listen, her mom should respect it and just know that she has done her part.
yeah,
That's
and
that's what I say.
a hard what they say, a hard head will make
Make
a
a soft,
soft.
yeah,
So
soft behind.
that's that's kind of where I'm at with it, especially with somebody at 25. That's my whole thing. How are you gonna really stop somebody from 25 from wearing something, going somewhere? If they want to go that bad, they're gonna go. If they want to wear it that bad, they're gonna wear it. And if they don't wear it, it ain't, trust me, it ain't because you said take it off. Not at 25. It's because something might have changed.
And the segue into this a little bit while we're talking about that, and this could go for men too, of course. Uh, but let's deal with the female. What, Rich? You out here in these streets. You do movies. You do radio. You on TV. You do promoting in clubs, whatnot. You and Smooth, y'all out here. What, as you guys mature now in your 30s, right? Y'all just had a birthday last week. What do y'all say about it? Does it bother y'all to see young 25-year-old women with dresses on that they can't bend over? Or is it cool?
Now I do, when I see crazy stuff, I said, now that don't even make no sense. Why'd you leave the house like? But I always been like that, even when I was young. And I seen stuff like that. I never understood how you go out there
Now
like
I
stuff
seen
like
this
that.
one lady done bought, this one female I know just bought an outfit. I call it boot fit. It's a boot. It's a pair of shoes that go
All the way up.
all the way up.
Have I seen that?
And for them to use the bathroom, it's got a little hole in the middle for them to use. Now, who would buy this? What in the world? Why?
What? No, I ain't seen
I
that
don't know
one.
what it's called though. But it's a pair of shoes made with the stretch that you got to put your feet down inside them. I call it almost like a onesie. and you
That's what
wear
it
it out.
sound like, a onesie.
But it's a high heel boot, the shoes.
Oh wow,
Ain't that some mess?
I ain't seen that. We got Stephanie, and then I think Stephanie put another
Okay, so,
comment.
yeah, we want to try to get all these comments.
Got 8 people in here.
All right.
Everybody, hey man, everybody drop a comment. I see we got 8 comments, man. We want to hear
Give
from
us a wave or
everybody.
something.
Tap in.
I mean,
All
8
right.
views.
Yeah, hold on. You got to do it like I'll say, tap in. We got to stay relevant. Tap in, folks.
All right. The key is the delivery for sure. If your fuss is not going to be received as good advice, just a fuss, giving explanation to your reasoning since she's an adult. Then Chelsea came in. As the child grows, the mom or parent becomes more of an advisor. Her mom has done her part. LOL. And the boots are cute. I have them.
Oh my God, she
Oh,
got
she's an
something.
idiot.
She was the one that got.
She got something. I wish you could post them where everybody could see what they look like.
Wow.
You bought some of them things, lady. Why? You're 30 years old. You're not even 25.
But see, now what can you tell her? Because she thinks she gonna be walking around cute. But at 30, what can you tell her?
Because you do have some older people who trying to live younger lives.
Yeah,
You know,
her.
I tell people all the time, whoa, I just say that. Oh boy, we finna get fired up. Don't get Sweet Pea fired up. Sweet air. It's and gentlemen the same thing. Gentlemen doing the same thing. Pull your underwear up. I don't want to see what the name of your panties is. You know what I'm saying? Pull them up.
Now I actually don't see that as much.
You don't?
I don't see that as much for real.
What? Maybe not as
That-
much as it used to be.
That I don't see that as much.
Really?
I really don't. Now that I think,
Well, you know what? I
you
really
know, you
don't.
have those outliers when you go to the city and old dude walking up and down the street.
You're right. I don't see men. I don't
as
see
much.
older men really trying to. I see more older women trying to act young than I see older men trying to act
I
young.
see more women sagging like dudes than I see dudes sagging.
Well, yeah, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story, man. When you see them now, you got to look at them twice and oh Lord, we ain't supposed to get on and
Yeah.
try. You don't know what you're talking to. You don't know if the weather say sir or ma'am these days,
Yeah,
and that's just a fact.
just keep going.
That's just a fact.
Keep going.
That's
Yeah.
just a fact.
But you asked me about advice Kayla and her mom. What would you have to say to her? You never gave your advice.
I think I kind of did. I just say, hey, you got to find that medium where you need to tell Kayla, look, I am just trying because of the struggle. A lot of the struggle, like she said in the letter, you don't know the struggle that I had to do to get you to this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel I'm not trying to control you. I'm concerned because of the world that we live in. People's minds are messed up. So you don't need to be, Lord have mercy. You don't need to be doing anything or trying to look any way that will bring too much of the wrong attention to you.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. And you can do what you want to do. You are grown. I'm not trying to concern you. I'm just trying to help you. And I'm probably gonna do that till I die. We don't have to argue about it. You know what? One way not to argue about it is to say, Mom, you're right. I'm gonna work on it.
Yeah.
Because can't nobody argue by themselves.
Yeah.
So then Miss what's her name? Probably get to the point where this girl ain't gonna listen. I'll just leave her alone.
Right. That's why I'm telling her to go ahead and be at that point right now.
Yeah, just
And let her just learn.
let her run its course. Let her be herself.
Yep.
And Chelsea, next week.
What's this? I see Mike got one more on there, I think.
We want
Yeah, the mom has done her job, and if the daughter doesn't want to listen, anything is on her.
Yep. But
Agreed.
that is a true statement. But the underlying issue with that is that if something go down wrong, who's got the better grunt of getting it right? That mom. It's gonna come right back to her. So I see why the mother's fighting hard. And I say, just keep living, folks. And Chelsea, I think you can attest to that. You say bumping the head, but do you really want your kid to bump his head? No, because you and I argue about that all the time. I'm like, he's a boy, let him bump his head. But a mother's love, a father's love. Now, father's a little bit different. And we're talking about a physical bump versus a bump that could really damage
Yeah.
your life going forward. That's two different type of things. So, but Kayla, give your mom a little grace. Kayla, mom, give Kayla a little grace. It's obvious that you guys love each other, and I don't. There's no need to be arguing over that.
Yeah.
Let her live. Let her live. As long as she can keep the doors of communication open with you, I think it'll be all right. She'll be okay. Chelsea, send us a picture so we can post next week of them ugly that ugly thing you said you got with the shoes. That's just one. I call it a onesie.
That's basically what it is, I think.
Yeah, and I think Sweet Pea birthday next week. We'll say happy birthday
Oh,
to
yeah.
you.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Sweet
birthday
Pea.
to you, Sweet Pea.
Happy birthday. Oh, look who wanted to pop in at the very end.
Who?
Mike John.
Mike.
John,
Oh
man.
Lord, Mike John, you don't miss the whole show, man.
Yeah, man. I we can't hold everybody else, Mike John.
You don't miss the
man.
whole show,
See-
Mike John.
See,
Hey, but Mike John, we wanted to ask you, man, before the end of the year, could you do a pop up? And but we were talking about how we had a letter come in, Mike John. We can't hold the show for you of a young lady was saying her mom was just getting on her nerve, basically trying to tell her what to do. But we're gonna have to catch you next time. You must overslept.
yeah, Mike John. Punctuality. Nobody must have taught you punctuality, man.
Ooh boy, you get Mike John.
Talk about my hat in the building, but being on time. You know we start at 5 o'clock. You done been here before at 5. Come on, Mike John. We looking for you, man. We need you.
Ooh boy, you gonna get Mike John
Need you.
fired up. Don't get Mike John fired up.
Man, but I guess Mike John will.
Mike John is back. LOL.
Mike John, we'll see you next week, man. Hey, Mike John, but for real, if you want to argue, you got our page. Hit us in the DM. I'll argue with you on there.
We'll get you. We'll get you. I really want to get you. If you can come to the studio, or we can sync you in live right from where you are, because we want to know who you are. We don't know if you're a man, woman,
Yeah.
woman, man, woman, what you are. Dress wearing woman, pants. We don't know what you are. We know you like to cause confusion. He having a hard time. You must be old. You're having a hard time typing. So
today.
yeah, you just wanted to say hello.
Yeah.
The internet. You pay your bill. Your internet probably went off. Time you hit in.
That's probably what it is. But yeah, man, Mike John, we'll get back at you later. Everybody else, I think we had Mike Mays, Stephanie Mays, Chelsea. I can't see if you didn't comment, man. That's why I want y'all to comment so I can shout y'all out. Cause I can't see during the show, who's all watching. I need y'all to comment because I want to shout y'all out personally and tell y'all how happy and thankful Split the Difference is for you.
Hey guys, tell somebody about us too, man. We would like to get up to 1,000 before this year over with.
Yeah.
On the YouTube subscribers. Thank y'all again for that 500. We appreciate it.
Hey, man, and we're going to keep growing. Once again, man, we appreciate y'all. We are Split the Difference podcast, and we will see y'all next episode.
Peace.